Hello guys, and welcome back to another Bath City FM26 video. You joined me after we've just been knocked out of the FA Cup by MK Dons in the last episode. We're now on to a game against Slough today. You'll see we've dropped down somewhat to 4th in the league, but that's because the teams above us have all played an additional game. Dagenham and Redbridge still not losing, so even if I win, they're still 7 points clear. We're going to review my team selection today. Bauman. This is a very weird team setup. I'm not quite sure why they're telling me to. I think they're confused on what they're doing. So let's do a quick pick. Pick rotate the squad with more rotation. We want to rest a few key players. We've just been knocked out of the cup. So we don't really need to risk all our better players in this game. I will put Luke Russ in. Batten probably needs to come out for a rest. Tomlinson's already in the team. Maybe I'll move Matthews back. Batten needs to come out. Jordan Tilson, I said I'd rest him. Lewis Sweetin coming back from injury can come in the team for Luke Russ. Keto Diawa, Matthews, Tomlinson, Gibbons, Russ, Bauman, Sweetin, Beardmore, Mabika and Fisher. I don't think I want to play Mabika. I don't want to play Windsor, he's very tired. Have a look at Ash. He seems alright to play. Sweetin, he's not fully fit, but he's going to get a game. That's for sure. Looking at the bench, Greenslade, yeah. So looking good for this team. Binns in goal again. I understand I said he was my cup keeper, but I do think he played well in the last game. And now the cup's not going to exist, and we'll try and use Binns a little bit in the league. We're looking for another win here to keep chasing our playoff spots. I don't think we're going to win the league with Dagenham and Redbridge 7 points ahead, but there is plenty of time left in the season to try and catch up. Bath City here, we are playing away from home, therefore you will see us in our red kit for today. I was looking back at our performance against MK Dons, and it was actually really good. We kept it 0-0 up to the 60th minute. We held our position, we held them, we had our opportunities, we hit the post ourselves, and Ash missed an absolute sitter. And I think that does sum up Ash's season and even my team season. Even games where I'm winning 5-0, 5-1, that's coming off 10-15 shots on target. I think we should be putting more away, and there's an opportunity there. We do seem to have a lot of shots from distance. That's something I might change in the tactic. I might discourage it, work the ball into the box, because our forwards aren't bad at finishing. You'll see that Windsor, Ash and even Fish, their finishing isn't bad for our level. It's just we're shooting from distance. Then again, we get a chance like that and the keeper's saving it, and keepers have had quite a few good games against us, which doesn't help our case out. But here we go again, and it's another shot miles over the bar. So this is a common theme my team. We're dominating possession, we're dominating chances, but the shots are nowhere near on target. So I need to look for someone who's going to be a bit of a prolific goal scorer for us. I do wonder sometimes if Wilson was still here, how he'd be doing. I believe I checked on how he was doing a couple of weeks ago. I don't think it was on one of my YouTube videos, and he had scored a few goals for Weston-super-Mare on this FM save. So I wonder if there's a chance I can call him back. I wonder if we get him back next season if I keep him, or by then will he be replaced. I think Ash is a good striker. Windsor was doing well at the start of the year, but he seems to get very tired very quick during these matches, so maybe his stamina needs to be built up. But that's a creative touch there from Beardmore back to Gibbons to Ash, and once again, similar to MK Dons, lots of chances, lots of highlights to begin with, but a lot of shots straight at the keeper. My team need to learn what the corner of the net is, apparently. And here's a first highlight here really for Slough. It's a corner. Binns comes out and punches it. Ball comes straight back. Cleared again. Out wide to Goddard. And another save by Binns. I'm telling you, the competition between Binns and Wiles Richards is going to be absolutely massive this season. Wiles Richards will probably win it, and he'll play most games, but when Binns has stepped in, I've not been disappointed yet. And that's a cheeky free kick, and that's another great save by Binns. And that Ash now, can we do a counter-attack? There's got to be options up there. Beardmore now. He's going to drive down that wing. And that's the end of that highlight. Nothing coming from it. Slough have worked their way back into this game now. The chances and the possessions are closer to 50-50 now. And that's Goddard, but Russ steps in to intercept. Bauman plays that to absolutely no one. It just gives Slough another opportunity to try and push forward here. And that's a foul there by Bauman. Refs called him over. And it is a yellow card given to Bauman. And I really don't want that FA Cup game, FA Cup loss to MK Dons to derail the season. I'd rather keep this winning streak going. So we need to really try and keep on top of it and keep winning in the league. And maybe playing such a rotated squad isn't the way to go about keeping your league form up. But Keta Diaba plays that ball to Ash, and that's another save. And I talk about keeper's performance against my team, and this is another match where it looks like their keeper could be man of the match. He's made some really important saves already. And we're coming up to the last 15 minutes of this half. And it's a goal kick back with Binns. Binns will probably play this short. That's all I'll ask my team to do. Matthews to Tomlinson. He just hoofs that ball. It's going to be lost. And we're giving away opportunities. And that's another save by the looks of from Binns, because it is a corner kick. We're coming up to the last 10 minutes of the half now. And this is the part where I start to struggle, I think. In FM, sometimes you can't stop the inevitable. And I think that loss against MK Dons, all it takes sometimes is a loss, and your team just seems to get derailed for a few games. But here we are with possession. And that's Beardmore doing well to hold that ball up, play it to Fish. And that's a good ball through to Bauman. Bauman just slows the play down. He does turn. And it's a block, and it's out for a corner. Bauman, another player who doesn't get many opportunities within my side. Sweeten looks dangerously tired. He might have to be a half-time sub. Ash once again not doing much. I think we really may need to look at a striker. But my only opportunities really, I think, will be either free transfers who aren't on a full-time contract, a bit like Gibbons, or a loan signing from a bigger club. But we go into the half. The game's sort of 50-50. It's all in the balance. I am relatively happy with the performance. I'm upset that Sweeten will need to come off already. And Bauman on the yellow could be a risk leaving on. Gibbons, someone again who needs to come off. I feel like I have to do it. We're going to the second half. 2 subs already made. With the tight schedule, fixtures coming every 3 days. Every 3-4 days there's another match. I've been forced into it. And here we go. Russ clears it. Bauman now to Ash. Ash, good back heel to Jenkins Davis. Has to go back up to Ash. Kita Diawara. Oh, he's just not good enough. I really thought he was going to replace Greenslade for me, but as it stands, he's really not going to replace Greenslade. And this is Slough on the attack. Easily intercepted. That's a ball through to Fish. Fish. And it's just blocked. It's a story of almost for Bath so far. Russ with a good ball to Keto. Takes it down. Slows it down. And I can't deal with him at the moment at left back. He's not doing enough. But that's a great tackle in the middle there from Beardmore to win the ball back. Alves plays it through to Ash. He plays it back to Beardmore. Beardmore again. Back to Ash. Ash, you can play it down that wing. Alves, this is where he's good. He's not a wing back, but he is normally a winger. Plays it back to Ash. Just Beardmore on the edge. Back to Russ. It's going to be a long shot. It's going to be cleared. And you can tell I almost watch the same highlights with this team every day. Well structured, build up well, but it always ends up in a long distance shot. And they play it round now. Matthews, Tomlinson, Matthews. Where's his options? Everyone sort of stands still, make a run. Play it out that wide to Alves. Alves now. This is where he's most comfortable. Taking on his man down the wing. He pulls it back to Beardmore. Beardmore to Alves again. Alves coming inside. It's Russ. It's Keto. Over the bar. And at the moment, I'm going to take Ash and Russ off. I need to. They're getting tired. My strikers aren't doing enough, so Windsor's on. Russ needs to come off in the centre of the park. And I feel it might have to be for Parcell. He might not be the worst to play there. He can step up in that DM. He's not going to be the worst. He's alright on the ball. And here we go. Tomlinson now to Beardmore. Beardmore to Tomlinson. And Alves makes no effort to get that ball and a minimal effort to get back. And Slough now with an opportunity. Walker's cut inside. And that's either been saved or deflected. But Bin's having a game of his life with Matthews back there in defence playing well as well. And our biggest attacking threat seems to be Fisher with his rating, but I've not seen too much from him. Hopefully Windsor off the bench can give us a good chance, a good opportunity. We need Jenkins Davies as well really to step up and step in. He's one of the better players really in this lineup. Keto Diawa now, can he attack the wing? Can he get a ball in the box? And that's almost a repeat move from Keto all the time. And it ends in nothing. And it's a real shame for Keto, because I've signed him to come in and replace Greenslade, and he's not taking this opportunity very well. And we're into the last half hour here. Slough on the ball, building up an attack. Walker plays back to Osimhen. Osimhen to Clark. Clark to Osimhen. Osimhen over the top. Easy for Binns. Binns has had a good game so far. Let's see what he can do here. He plays it out to Tomlinson. To Parcell now. He's playing in a DM centre back hybrid role, normally manned by Tomlinson. By Tilson, sorry. Ball to Matthews, to Parcell, to Matthews, to Parcell, to Bauman. Bauman gives it away. And there's a gap here for Walker to try and exploit. He takes the shot on too early in my eyes, and once again, completely off target. Corner here now for Slough. Slough seems to be getting a good share of the ball this second half. He plays it towards the edge, but it's fallen to Tomlinson. Can we force a counter-attack? No, we can't. They play back, and it's a goal to Slough. And as I warned everyone, the FA Cup loss could come back to haunt us. And at the moment, it seems like that. With Slough taking a 1-0 lead, and to be fair, they've dominated the chances this second half. Bath need to pull something from the depths here to even get any kind of a result. And will that start now with Fish playing a great ball to Windsor. Great ball to Windsor. He cuts inside. And it's blocked. And that will be a corner. Bath now. With the corner. Windsor. Easily blocked by Beardmore. And he just skies it. An absolute waste of opportunities here by Bath. Too many long shots. Not working out. Tomlinson wins that header. Alves now loses the ball. Alves, I regret bringing him on at this stage. And Hay down the wing. It's another opportunity for Slough, but Tomlinson does get rid. But it's foul back to Osimhen. Now it's foul back to Slough again. The ball keeps falling back. Bauman does well to win it back. Can Bath do a counter? And Fisher. And what is Ketadiawa doing? The wing back's completely letting me down this game. Another header clearance by Tomlinson. We're going to have to look at this team. I'm going to have to move some people about, I fear. We're going to look at the combined. And I'm going to have to do some tweaking. Who can come into DM instead of Alves? a DM centre-back role. Well, Sweeten and Russ are not in. But Greensley's going to come on, and Keto Diawa is going to do the hybrid role of the centre-back and CDM. I think Matthews and Greensley as the wing-backs will give us more options up front, hopefully. But we're coming into the last 10 minutes. We haven't lost in the league for the last 4 or 5 games. Could this be our first loss in the league? And is this a direct hit from the loss in the FA Cup? And there's the ball given away simply in the middle of the park. And I feel like this is a game we're destined to lose. You can see from, we're getting FMs, as I like to call it. We're giving the ball away at every opportunity. If you look back a couple of videos ago at my 5-0, 5-1 wins, my team were not giving the ball away that cheaply. We're into the last 5 minutes. I'm pushing my team very attacking. Something needs to be done here. Something needs to happen for Bath. Will it be a bit of luck? Will it be a counter-attack? Will it be a 2-0 loss? With Osimhen going down the wing. It finds Walker, finds Goodard, finds Shaq Pope. And that does make it 2-0. It looks like this will be our first league defeat in a while. But there's only so long the performances can keep going. We need to remember we're Bath City. I am aiming for mid-table. But this is quite a poor loss, I feel, against Slough. We're going to be 10 points off top. And let's look at Matthews to Tomlinson, who's going to hoof the ball away. Beardmore picks it up to Bauman. Bauman to Jenkins Davies. People need to do something here. Windsor, who is one of our better players, takes it alone and taps it in, thanks to a Jenkins Davies assist. But all that's going to be with 1 minute and 10 seconds left is a consolation goal, if anything. And here we go. Jenkins Davies now. Matthews to Beardsmore to Matthews. Plays that ball. Windsor's not going to get that. And I'm looking like this will be a 2-1 loss at full time. And that goal is just a consolation goal. We're just waiting for the ref to blow the whistle here. And there is the whistle gone. A valiant effort from the boys. We're going on a bit of a shaky run. That's 2 losses in a row. Our first loss in the league for a while. But we'll address the team. It would have been nice to win, but it wasn't meant to be. We had opportunities. We shoot too much from distance. And you'll see if we look at the league, Bath City, that's our first loss in quite some time. So that FA Cup loss really may have thrown a spanner in the works for our season. We're hoping in the next episode we come up against Dagenham and Redbridge. What a time to hit a bad run of form when you're about to play top. They currently sit 10 points ahead of us. Luckily, the teams ahead of us, apart from Dagenham and Redbridge, have already played their additional game. Torquay, however, have 2 games in hand. So if they were to win both, they could push up and knock us down. But I look forward to you joining me in the next episode where we take on top of the table, Dagenham and Redbridge. Thank you.